Okay, so you've done it. You've gone through all the hard work, pulled together your documents, and you finally hit that submit button. That's a huge step, but it kind of leaves you with one big question, right? What in the world happens now? Well, in this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you the entire journey, from the moment you clicked submit to the lender's final decision.
It can feel like your application just vanished into this big, mysterious black box. Poof, it's gone. But I promise you, it is not like that at all. What happens next is actually a really clear step-by-step process. So let's break it down and see exactly what's going on behind the scenes. And listen, the most important thing to remember through all of this, you are not on this journey alone. Our team right here at Finance Hub and Networks, we're watching over every single step. Seriously, think of us as your co-pilot. We're in the cockpit with you, making sure this whole thing is a smooth flight.
All right, let's get into it. Part 1, the journey begins. Your application is officially on the move, and it's headed straight for the lender.
So, touchdown, your application has arrived. And look, it didn't just land in some generic bottomless inbox. Nope, it's gone straight to the lender's dedicated credit assessment team. These are the real specialists, the actual people who are going to personally review your file.
Okay, so next up, your application enters what we call the lender's queue. Really, you can just think of it like a waiting room. And don't worry, this is a totally normal, totally necessary, and actually very organized part of the whole process. So as you can see, it's a pretty simple 3-step path. First, your submission is confirmed. Boom, done. Second, it enters that queue we just talked about. And third, it waits for the next available assessor to pick it up. The big takeaway here, it's a fair system. It's basically first in, first out.
Okay, so the million-dollar question. How long is the wait, right? Well, it all comes down to something called the lender's SLA. That stands for Service Level Agreement. All that really means is it's the lender's own internal goal for how quickly they review an application. For some lenders, that could be just 1 business day. For others, especially if they're swamped, it might be a few days.
But here's the best part. You don't have to worry about any of this. You don't need to be checking websites or trying to guess. Our team is on it. I mean, we are literally monitoring the lender's SLA times every single day. That way, we always have the latest, most current estimate, and we can share that directly with you.
All right, the waiting room phase is over. A real, live human, a credit assessor, has picked up your file. This is the moment. This is where the actual review begins, a really thorough check of everything you sent in.
And it's really important to understand why they do this. Their goal isn't to poke holes or find problems. Not at all. It's all about building a complete, clear picture. This is just a fundamental part of what's called responsible lending. They want to be sure that the decision they make is a solid one, both for you and for them.
Now, during this review, it is super common for the assessor to come back and ask for a little more information. So, why does that happen? And maybe more importantly, what does that mean for you and your application? Is it a bad sign?
First things first, an information request is not a bad thing. It's not a problem. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like a call for help to get your application across the finish line. It's a team effort.
So, these requests usually fall into one of 2 buckets. First, there are the easy ones. If the assessor just needs us to clarify something on a document we already have, don't worry, our team will handle that directly. We've got it. But if they need something brand new, something only you have access to, well, that's when we're going to give you a call and ask for a little help.
So, what kind of stuff are we talking about? It's usually really straightforward things. For example, maybe they'll ask for your most recent pay slip just because a new pay period is rolled over. Or they might need one specific bank statement, or maybe just a quick 1-sentence explanation for a big or kind of unusual transaction they saw.
So if you do get that call or email from us, your speed is absolutely key. I can't stress this enough. Responding as quickly as you can is the #1 best way to keep your application moving and to make sure we don't hit any avoidable delays. Okay, so the assessor has everything they need. All the questions are answered. This is it. We've reached the destination for this part of the journey, the initial decision. At this point, there are basically 3 ways it can go. The most common one, and the one we're aiming for, is a conditional approval, which is fantastic news. It's also possible they could come back and ask for even more info, or, and this is less common, there could be a decline. But no matter what the outcome is, we're right there with you to figure out the next steps.
And please, know this, you will not be left in the dark wondering what's going on. The absolute second we get any kind of feedback from that lender, good, bad, or otherwise, you will be the very first person we call. That's our promise. We keep you in the loop instantly.
And just like that, the mystery is solved. That black box of what happens after you hit submit, it's wide open. You now know exactly what to expect during this whole crucial stage. So the only question left is, are you ready to see what comes next?